Her boss showed up before she did. He wasn't supposed to. Headlights swept across the rain-soaked driveway like searchlights, catching the reserved sign I'd taped a gate, a warning that suddenly felt pointless. From the upstairs window, I watched him step out, unfolding a sleek black umbrella that cut through the night like a blade. In his other hand, he carried a small gift bag, delicate wrapping, expensive look, probably perfume. I had warned her, calm and clear, "If you invite him here, I'm gone." She'd only smiled like I was joking. Now his laughter echoed to the rain. Deep, confident, entitled. The sound of a man who walked into any space as if he owned it. Moments later, the front door opened. Her voice drifted up the stairs, bright, excited, and too cheerful. "Come in. You're my most special guest." I didn't move, didn't speak. Every word from her mouth was sharp and deliberate, slicing to the last threads of denial I'd been holding on to. Downstairs, their friends laughed, cheered, clinked glasses. A room full of ignorance or complicity, I couldn't tell. When she called my name, I stayed silent, let it hang in the air, because the second she said his name, everything would break. I didn't confront her that night. I smiled, poured drinks, played the perfect host. She barely looked my way, and when our eyes met, her smile was tight practice, the kind that begged, "Don't ruin this for me." Anders hovered around her all evening, his hand brushing her arm, leaning close to whisper things that made her laugh. Once, I saw her place her hand over his. That was enough. When the crowd thinned, she followed him to the door. He murmured something low. She laughed again. My name stayed unspoken, just a ghost between them. Upstairs, I sat on the bed. Her perfume lingered on my pillow, soft, deliberate, the scent of betrayal wearing a disguise. When she came up, she said lightly, "You were quiet tonight." I replied, "You called him your most special guest." She froze halfway across the room. A laugh tried to form, but fear flashed first, the panic of someone whose lie was starting to crumble. "Don't start," she muttered, brushing past me. "He's just my boss." Those words cut deeper than any confession ever could, more fatal to trust than the act itself. I didn't fight. I didn't argue. I just watched. The small changes came fast. Phone flipped face down, sudden late meetings, muted notifications, new perfume, new lingerie, changed passwords. I stayed calm, kept breathing steady, quietly built timelines in my head like a detective mapping a case. Then I found it, a crop photo hidden deep in a private folder. Careless, a cufflink, a sliver of hotel wallpaper. Enough. Still, I said nothing. Instead, I called a lawyer, discreetly, asked about documentation, financial timing, asset protection. For weeks, I gathered proof, GPS logs, calendar invites, a hotel invoice billed to her company account. At dinner, I smiled. In public, I held her hand. At night, I kissed her forehead goodnight. Rage had no purpose now. Only control did. Then came the voicemail. Anders' voice, smug, warm, careless. "Same plan next week. I'll bring the champagne." That was the moment I knew. She hadn't just cheated. She believed I'd never find out. 2 days later, the lawyer called. Everything was in motion. Ethics violations, company misuse, termination letters pending. The hotel invoice alone sealed it. That evening, she came home humming softly, grocery bags in hand, the image of domestic peace. I sat at the table, a single sheet of paper waiting, her signed corporate ethics agreement. "You're home early," she said with a smile. I slid the paper toward her. "What's this?" she asked, her hand trembling. Before I could answer, the front door flew open. Anders stood there red-faced, furious. "What did you do?" he snapped. "The company." I stayed calm. "I just made sure the right people saw what you both tried to hide." He froze. "You ruined me." "No," I said evenly. "You did that yourself." He stormed out, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. She half rose to chase after him, then stopped. When she turned back, her voice cracked. "You didn't have to destroy him." "I didn't," I said quietly. "I just revealed the truth." She sank into a chair, head in her hands. Finally silent. I picked up my bag. "You're leaving?" she whispered, eyes red. "I told you what would happen," I said. "You just didn't believe me." Outside, the rain had stopped. Cold air swept through the night, still and clean. I didn't look back. The road carried me past a house of secrets, past the wreckage of what we once called love. Her birthday gift sat unopened on the seat beside me. I tore it in half and let it fall to the floor. My phone buzzed, her message blinking on the screen. "Please, we can fix this." I didn't respond. Some things aren't meant to be repaired. Some endings are meant to be silent, absolute. I drove on through the dark. Behind me, nothing but silence. Ahead, freedom. I didn't lose her that night. She simply realized she'd already lost me long before.